watching. It is the PMK podcast on YouTube, PMKETV. And Katherine Ellis is here at my flat.
I'm in Bermondsey.
In Bermondsey, in London, and she's made herself at home. She's discarding of her
trash. I kept trying to give Phil my rubbish because I'm not getting up. And he just kept ignoring me, so I threw it out of shot. I've got a shout out, Lola Devoy, happy birthday. Max's daughter Lola. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Lola, happy birthday to you.
Jazz hands.
Have a lovely day.
So on this day,
1999,
February the 7th, number one, do you remember Maria? You don't remember Amelia, you're just telling me this. I was quite shocked by that, by Blondie. I remember because I was working in Virgin Megastores and I remember the single just flew off the shelves. Big number one for Debbie Harry and Blondie. And I think she was the oldest female to have a number one back then. I actually realised
so was she 54 at the time?
I think she was 54. I can't believe she's in her 70s.
18 years ago.
Have you ever seen them live, Blondie?
She must be 72. Wow. Cool. No, annoyingly, I haven't. One year, the year they played at Glastonbury, I really wanted to see her. But unfortunately, while she was on, I could hear them. I was lugging my suitcase through the mud.
How annoying.
Yeah, really annoying. So I've heard them in a field.
You were kind of there. You were experiencing the
atmosphere.
Well,
that's the closest I've been. No, Blondie, amazing. I mean, huge influence on me as a teenager.
And a big, powerful
when she
female
burst onto the scene, you know, with her look, you know, this blonde woman, really confident at the front.
Yeah.
And then with these guys, dark-haired guys all around her. I mean, their look was great, their attitude, the songs were fantastic.
It said a lot, didn't it? Because I think at that moment, because obviously that period was punk and they came through the punk scene and then got criticised for going disco with, was it Rapture, Heart of Glass?
Yeah.
But obviously they just wanted to freshen things up a bit and they had a big hit record with it too, so it was a wise move. But I think she spoke for females. I think she was a really strong, powerful, sexy woman with her male band. So she was she had that power of being the one female in the band, but what power she had with 3 or 4 other guys.
And she was in her 30s then. She must have been sort of mid-30s then, which was, you know, quite old at the time.
One of the most beautiful
really look
women,
her
I think.
She had great mouth, didn't she? Sort of big mouth, and the way she kind of
And she's still got that great mouth too. I don't think she's had... Well, she doesn't look like she's had any work done, especially on her teeth, because a lot of people as they get older, they have veneers, don't they? Or they have their teeth fixed.
No, she's lovely.
She's brilliant. So it's an interesting debate, isn't it, about age in music? Because if she was the oldest female to have a number one, she was obviously appealing to...
But when you're saying in music, what you're really talking about is pop music, aren't you? And the, you know, pop charts.
I guess so, because when you see rock bands that are older...
music mainly aimed at youth. It's a youth culture.
Though, should it?
Yeah, but there's plenty of other music that isn't in the charts that people can listen to, and people can continue to follow bands that they perhaps discovered when they were, you know, teenager or early 20s and listening to pop, and then they mature along with that artist and continue to follow them. I mean, look at the Stones. The Stones aren't in the charts anymore, are they?
They sell albums. Fan base, haven't they?
They sell albums, but you know, you wouldn't expect, you know, this week's number one. All these 70-year-old blokes. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think it's a problem. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can remember very clearly being 14, 15, 16, and my parents, sounds ridiculous, they were the next generation, but they were so much older. I mean, they were ancient. I can remember saying, what was it like in the olden days, you know? I mean, and I'm sure that's exactly the same for my kids. You know, I'm not their peer. I am a different generation to them.
Yeah. Is it something you think about, though, as an artist? Do you think about age and if people are maybe going to give you the brush off because you're not like 20 or a younger artist?
Yeah.
Does it bother you?
It's sad to sort of realise that perhaps, you know, a phase of your life has gone, but then on the other hand, it means that other opportunities are opening up and there's a new phase You know, there are new things coming. Not that I'm not doing music, but
But you're familiar-
I'm not doing it in the way that I was.
You're familiar for being a dance artist, and dance has a younger feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I guess
Maybe
the
other
thing about
genres of music.
dance is, I mean, I've never really been in my videos anyway. Can you really tell that I'm an older person or what my age is from my voice? But then on the other hand, the people who will probably buy the records that I do are probably not particularly young.
Yeah, but I think you've got that outlook where age is irrelevant because you're passionate about what you're doing and your style is something that could appeal to younger people.
Yeah,
as
I
well
suppose.
as older people.
But then if I was to get up in the video and front the video, would that be relevant to them? No.
I think it would, though.
Do you?
Yeah, because I
What,
think
to
you
get
have...
someone who's older than your mum dancing around in your video?
Yeah, because it's how it's done, and I think you do it differently than, say, a lot of other people in your age range. I think you would do it with finesse and spark.
I think you just, I don't know, God knows. I just try to be myself, really, and if people like it, I'm not actually trying to appeal to teenagers.
No, which is probably the best
I'm not
way of...
you know, I've been a teenager, but it was a long time ago, and I don't, you know, times have changed a lot, and their concerns are, you know, whilst some of them are the same, a lot of them are very different.
I think it's
Yeah, they're
interesting,
really
though.
worried about climate change and global warming and, you know, Third World War and all sort of things that, you know, we never thought about any of that. Well, we thought about being... about the, you know, we'd think about nuclear war, wouldn't we? But I don't know. I think kids, I think it's very different now.
And you've got two young boys anyway, and Gully is 14, 15?
Yeah.
And Zebedee is
Nearly 17.
Nearly 17.
Yeah.
So you kind of know what they're listening to and what they're into.
Yeah, I mean, they're not particularly interested in pop music, either of them.
They're more into kind of film and photography and art.
Well, Zebedee listens to kind of grime and, well, that is pop, I suppose, but grime and jungle and sort of quite hard kind of techno-y stuff.
Okay, so not necessarily an artist, more like a style of music.
More like And Gulliver, who's learning electric guitar, he's actually listening to older artists, so he's listening to Nirvana and Jack White and Hendrix, and you know, he had a Little Feat album on yesterday.
That's really cool, though, isn't it? He's obviously getting inspired by his parents too.
Well, yes.
Because your record, you know, your record collection with Max combined is very cool. Like mixture of really big artists, like that really started music as well, like going way back. In the
and
60s
Gully and I have been watching a lot of documentaries.
music.
So we watched the Tom Petty documentary on Netflix recently, and Gulliver had no idea who Tom Petty was, but it was such an interesting documentary, and now he does know who he is, and found a record of his in our house the other day, and he was like, "Oh my God, Mum, look, it's Tom Petty."
Yeah, that's great. I'd be really interested if anyone's watching, if they think age is relevant in music, whether it's something that maybe has put you off if you've thought about buying somebody's music and you've discovered their age, or especially pop music.
You see, why aren't there lots of older people in pop music? Is it because the powers that be won't allow them in, or is it because the people that are buying pop music don't want them? I reckon it's probably more likely to be the latter. I mean, when, you know, X Factor, The Voice, who wins? Someone fairly young.
Yeah.
Every time.
Usually, there have been...
People don't want new old pop stars. I mean, in the case of those programmes, who's watching it? Who is it that's voting? Who's actually going to buy their records? Oh, young people. Sorry, Phil, but we're over the hill.
Speak for yourself.
Anyway, I love this jumper. I've had it on for weeks now.
Film